Beautiful day, unlimited sparkle. You're watching Live Unbound with Liv Kissper. And I am so happy that you are here today, that you decided to click on this video, because if you take this as a deep invitation for you, I guarantee that this single video for 10 minutes or less can really change the trajectory of your life and what's going to happen next in your life. So please relax, sit down and let this sink in a little bit. You know, most people think that they can't change the world because they are just a little insignificant human. How can a little insignificant human change the world? When you have that thought, what do you imagine? Because when I have that thought, can I change the world? Really? I mean, the world is like this big thing. It's infinite. It's just like too many people, too much is going on. There's Trump, and there is, you know, the forests are dying, and there's like people starving, and there's just like too much is going on, too much, and I feel so insignificant. I feel helpless, and therefore I feel resigned. I feel paralyzed by fear, and therefore I don't do anything. And if I don't do anything, I feel really worthless. I feel like I'm not capable of doing anything good. I see other people doing some stuff in the world, but not me, because I don't believe that I can do that. How can I? This world is way too big and I'm too insignificant with all my mistakes. And I want to invite you to look at it from a completely different perspective. Because what is the world? What is the world to you? You know, the world essentially comes down to one thing. Comes down to your world. It's what happens in your experience. It's what happens in your own personal space. That's what truly matters. You don't have to change the whole world as you're imagining it in your mind. What if you just changed the world as you know it in your own experience? Which is doable. And when I feel that I'm insignificant, I feel like I'm just too small because the universe is so vast. Look at it. The universe is infinite. How can I ever compete with that? How about if you look at that as, okay, you imagine this infinity goes all the way outside of you. But the same infinity, if you, here in the imagination game, you can imagine that goes also inside, into infinity of your cells. It's infinite. If you looked into from that perspective, that actually, if you go within, that's infinite. That's an infinite universe as well. And you're like right in the middle. You are the center. And all that matters is only your own experience. And therefore, I want to invite you not to worry about changing the whole world as you imagine in here. Because all that matters is your own experience. And it's not about the difference what you make in the world. It's not about saving the world. There's nothing to save. There's nothing to fix. It's about who you become. Who you become when you really following your true desires. And your true desires are there. They want to come out because you see things in the world that maybe you don't agree with. You complain sometimes about certain things that are wrong with this world. And guess who's there to make that difference? See, most people waiting for someone to come and make the difference. And they feel paralyzed, resigned, insignificant, and don't do anything, and then just complain. Just complain about everything, how everything is wrong, and everyone is doing it wrong. So today I'm going to tell you 3 steps. How can an insignificant human, just like you and me, can change the world, change our world, our experience, you know, the world in our experience that really matters. So first, realize that you are not insignificant, that you are the only thing that really matters in your life. You are the significance itself. Your world is created through your own consciousness. You are the source. You are what you're perceiving. Your consciousness is so powerful. It's infinitely powerful that you can't even imagine. You just trust that it is. And life is pulsating through you all the time. This magical force that nobody knows how to explain. If there's so many theories, it's you, and it's waiting for you to be here and create from the space of real alignment and inspiration. So you are so significant that it's just beyond any significance or whatsoever. I can't even say that because that word is just like loses its meaning completely. And step number 2, realize that you are the source of what actually happens in your life. See, I used to be the victim. I complained about everything and everything was happening to me. I was just like getting through life and didn't know how to feel powerful. And that changed completely. It's changed because I know I am the source of what happens in my life. And when something happens, I look into myself, how I reflect that. So let's say I see some cruelty in the world. If I see some cruelty in the world, instead of complaining and feeling helpless, I look at myself. Where am I being cruel? Where am I being cruel in my life? And sometimes it's so hard to see and it's so hard to admit. But maybe I'm being cruel to myself. And these are the actions that you can take to make a difference in your world. This is the way how you change your world, when you start changing yourself and taking actions through this significant divine desires for harmony and alignment and beauty and love and seeing that in the world. And you are the most important, you are everything. You are the source, and you are the source of what happens in your life. And therefore, step number 3, take action. The mind, when it starts spinning and overthinking and complaining and attacking, it happens when we deep inside actually feel really unworthy. And we feel unworthy, we don't feel good enough because we don't take action. So we're in that space and we try to we keep ourselves busy with so many things. Every day we're, like someone calls you like, no, I'm busy, sorry, I have to do so many things. You keep yourself busy with doing so many things, but none of them really matters. So take action in that direction that is aligned with what you truly want to see in the world, in your world, no matter how big or small. Maybe you don't even know what to do. But if you could take one action today towards that, what would that be? Not tomorrow, not next week, not next month. Today, what can you do today? Because just being in that action is becoming who you truly are. Connecting to that deep desire that you truly have around what you want to see around in the world. The distinction between you and the desire itself just disappears. You become the desire. The desire becomes you because you become that, or who you're supposed to be here, who you already are, and you've forgotten listening to those deep desires. And those deep desires come way from just such depth. They're not just desires that come from our personalities. Our personality is always looking for approval and love and appreciation. Just go beyond that. What do you really want to see in the world? You have the power. And it doesn't even matter. Don't look into like you have to achieve so many things. What you can do today is that defines who you are today and how you feel about it. And maybe right now you feel really overwhelmed, as you should, because maybe in the past you have tried. You tried and it didn't work. You wanted to create something amazing and it didn't work, and you failed and you gave up. And I'll tell you why. Because trying is not doing. And if you really want to see some real results in your world, which is your life, then get help. Find someone who already created the results that you're really looking for, and ask them to help you to create those results. That's why I have my coach, and that's why my coach has his coach. That's because, it's not like I need a coach. It's not like you need a coach. It's because I don't want to be stopped by those stories and limitations that come up as soon as I start visioning some greater possibilities for myself that truly inspire me. And so I'm a huge advocate of coaching, and it made such a huge difference in my life. And if you're serious about your life, which is everything, then really sit down and contemplate on what do you want to see in your life, because there's nothing limiting. There's nothing you are unlimited sparkle. You are unlimitedness itself. The only limitation really lives in your mind and in your stories and in your fears. And beyond that lie all the possibilities for you, for your life, and for the world. Thank you so much for watching. I really appreciate you and I love you.